students. Yeah, after a long days, again we rejoin today. I hope all of you are fine and giving your best. And of course, we are on the brink of the second wave of the ongoing pandemic. And it's good that you are struggling hard, and most of you, 99.9% of you are successful. Successfully you have waged the battle, you have fought the battle, and the important thing is that you have won the battle. And I hope in the subsequent battles also you will keep up the winning tendency, right? Anyway, students, today we will discuss Discovering Thought. The saga continues. This is a chapter related to history, but the application of history in science, that is clearly reflected in this particular chapter. For example, archaeology simply refers to the old and ancient, remainings, the dead bodies, the coins. You can see the Egyptian mummy, the dead body, yes, once again, and of course the weapons, the artilleries, and all those which were used in the past, and that has a significance in the present, that has an importance in the present, right? But archaeology is purely considered by many, I can say by most of us, as purely an art subject related to humanities. Like you have basically humanities, commerce and sciences, you have the three disciplines in subjects of higher studies. And archaeology is a branch of science. Of course, when we practically apply this, when we talk about its practical application, right? But basically, archaeology is a branch of history. Yes, archaeology is a branch of history. Okay. Students, I hope you are getting me. Yes, the session is on live mode. Okay. Fine. Okay. I hope it is visible, students. Okay. So students, what happened? Let us look at the board. Okay, I have already written. So students, archaeology is a branch of history, and history is an art subject. Like every subject has its different branches. You can talk about any sciences subject, any commerce subject, any humanities. For example, one particular discipline is chemistry in sciences, chemical sciences. Like it is organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, geochemistry, then biochemistry, and all those different branches we have. Like in English literature, we have the American literature, British literature, Indian English literature. Even in literature, even the language sciences are there, right? So similarly, archaeology is basically a branch of history, which is a humanities subject or an art subject. Another one is museology. These are two basic branches, the segmentation in history. One is museology and another one is archaeology. And archaeology by its meaning, by its surface meaning, it's a study of the ancient remainings, the artilleries, the weapons, the ancient coins, the dead bodies, right? Okay, so that we could know about the past, the life of the past, the events of the past, right? The historical glory of the past, right? Okay. Okay, 1 minute, student. Okay. Yeah, once again we will join. Hope you are having the video, clarity in the video, of course. Students, okay, still voice is low, okay. Just a minute. Students, once again we are present. Okay. Yes, students, once again we are live. I hope you are having the audibility now. Can you please say, students, that there are changes in the voice? Is the voice improving? Okay, left side and right side not visible. Okay. Okay, students, just a minute. Yes, sorry for the interruption. Okay, now let me check. Yeah, just a minute. Yes. Okay, students. I hope you are having the visibility. Okay. Can anyone put in the chat box whether you are getting the visibility and the clarity in terms of the size of the board? Okay. Even more bad now, Edwin Joseph. How? Okay, whole board not visible. Okay, students, I can manage, no issue. Whatever has been written on the board, that I can tell you, and even I can dictate you. Okay, students, yeah, welcome back. I hope you found the improvement here. Okay. So, students, we will resume the study, and sorry for the inconvenience. Yeah, I realize that you have lost your valuable time, but it is a technical flaw, and hopefully we have settled it. Okay. And there won't be any reoccurrence of the event. Okay. Okay, students. So, we discussed archaeology, it is a branch of history, but in this particular chapter we will study that archaeology is a science and not merely a branch of history, not merely a subject of humanities or arts, right? Because we will find its practical application, right? Most of you have known about the CT scan, CT scan, computed tomography. Yes. So, if a 1000 years dead body which is collected from the mummy and it was researched in terms of the death of a young king here who is the protagonist of this particular story. Okay. This entire chapter revolves around one Egyptian young king and he is Tutankhamun. Okay. Okay. Amun is the living image of God, and since he represents the deity of Amun, the god, so he declared himself to be Tutankhamun, but he was a very young ruler of Egypt. So, he was an Egyptian Pharaoh. You know, Pharaoh is an Egyptian word which means a young ruler. So, he was an Egyptian Pharaoh. I am writing here on the board. He is an Egyptian Pharaoh, F-A-R-O-A-H. Pharaoh means the young king. So, he is an Egyptian young king and his death was a mystery. Whether he died a natural death or somebody murdered him, so that became a question. Yes, like you know, the death of the former Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri in Russia, in Tashkent. There was an agreement in Tashkent, we know it is called Tashkent Agreement, right? And at that time, the very night the cook was changed, right? And there was a sudden change in the health of Lal Bahadur Shastri, and then he had a mysterious death. Similarly, the death of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, right? Because many say that it was because of the plane crash, like, but research says that no movement of flight was there before 7 days or after 7 days of the date of occurrence. So, it remained a mystery. Similarly, here the Egyptian young ruler who is called Tutankhamun, and in Egyptian term it is called the Egyptian Pharaoh. So, whether he died a natural death or somebody murdered him, and in any way the nature of his death remained a mystery. So, long 900 years after his death, his dead body, like you know, Egypt is famous for the pyramid, and pyramid is nothing but you know the collection of mummies which you call the dead bodies, right? And Egypt is a part of 7 wonders also, like the Leaning Tower of Pisa and you know the Eiffel Tower of France. Okay. So, similarly, Egyptian pyramid is a part of the 7 wonder, right? But this 7 wonder remain not merely a part of imagination, you know, or travel and tourism, but it has contributed significantly, it has contributed to a large extent to the world of science, right? Okay. So, in a way, always a past has a greater impact on the present. Like the 1100 years old story has much relevance in these days, right? Because in 1100 years before, sorry, 900 years before, because it was the occurrence of the 1100 AD. So, computed tomography or you know the CT scan was not in use. Okay. CT scan was not in use. I hope you are lacking the video. Okay. Maybe it is not in the ultra mode, like the video is not in the ultra mode. So, you will get the you know the ultra viewing mode now, so that we can remove the distance in the live broadcasting. Okay. Anyway, I hope it's all going well. So, no problem you have. Okay, students. So, if you have any problem, then you take the help of the chat box. Okay. So, Yes, this we were discussing the CT scan or the computed tomography scan. Can anybody has any basic idea about the CT scan? Right, it is a modern medical technology or a technology in medical sciences. Of course, many years have passed and it discovers, it reflects through its mechanism some hidden elements of the body. Okay. Your left side is not visible. Okay. Anyway, student, if I have written something on the left side and if it is not visible, then I will dictate you. Then once again, sorry for the inconvenience. Anyway, so starting from the left, I can say it is history that we were talking about, the Egyptian history. Then secondly, the relevance of past with the present, second point what I have written in the left side. Okay. Then the contribution of the archaeology, the contribution of the past. The past was not simply a legend, like it is a story being told from generation to generation. So, for the 900 years old, for the past 900 years, people have heard of the stories of Egyptian kings, right, but it is not related to science, it is just an entertainment, right, just a fancy, an imagination, no logical elements is there, no practical elements are there, but when medical sciences developed and technology developed, then it has a greater impact. Even the arts became a science, right. So, then I have written here in my left hand side Tutankhaten, right, because the son of Aten, Aten means a sun god, god of sun. So, this is a dynasty actually, the ruling dynasty, and there is a series of kings and rulers, and this king, this particular king, the Egyptian Pharaoh, who is Tutankhamun, is the last king of his dynasty that we are reading about in this particular chapter. Okay? And his death has become a mystery. Anyway, then starting from my left hand side, when you come to the middle, of course, it is visible. We discussed about archaeology, that we talked about history and museology, then application of archaeology in medical sciences, or you can say its application in the days of technology. Then I have written a question here, can arts be science? Of course, I have given you a clue. Then I would like to know your responses and your feedback. Like in a way, I just gave you a very brief example, a very small example you can say, then how arts can be a science, right? Because nothing is fixed actually. We can't give a boundary to any discipline that this is commerce, this is arts and this is science, right. Students, you can know these days that artificial intelligence which was introduced in 1980s was limited to a branch of computer science, or you can say master of computer application. So, it was just limited to higher studies, but evolution was there, advancement was there. Now, in these days you can find AI or artificial intelligence. Of course, you got a question also in the English paper. I think some poster writing or article writing on artificial intelligence that you appeared in this particular exam. Okay. So, it became a study of the school level syllabus also, like in class 9 this year, class 9 CBSE has got the opportunity to read AI, artificial intelligence, right. Even you can say it as the data science or machine learning if you just go to the broader version. Okay. So, it is not that it will be limited to a discipline of B.Tech or the IT or BSc in information technology. So, it is not a discipline of higher studies, because day by day it becomes easy, right. Many explanation, many analysis gets developed, and even it becomes a part of school curriculum. Okay. I hope you are clear from this particular example. So, now again I would like to get your responses on this particular concept, like I have written it. Can arts be science? Okay, then we will go to the text. Okay. Because we read archaeology is a branch of history and history is an art subject, is a humanities subject, yes, but archaeology can be regarded as a part of science. And we will read here in a very clear-cut way, in a vivid detail, in a great way, its application, its scientific implication. To be very brief and sure, we will read the scientific implication of arts, or you can say archaeology. Okay. Students, can you use the chat box and just give your remark whether arts be science? Yes, 1 minute, 60 seconds of time I am giving you. Can you please use the chat box and give your remark in connection with this particular question? Okay, I hope you can use the chat box. There is no problem to put a few words and post it. Okay, Edwin Joseph, Prahar Shuman, and Irshad Hussain has taken the positive initiative here. Yes, arts can be science, fine. Can you please give some evidence? Can you prove it? Or can you put some logic here? Then how it can be? Yes, it's true that arts can be science. This is clearly reflected in this particular chapter. But can you give any evidence, right, any proof to justify your claim, right, or to justify your argument? Okay. Anyway, students, I will give you 10 seconds. If anybody puts the initiative, then again it can be increased, the time limit can be increased. Okay. Both are interlinked, fine. Yes, it's good. Even nowadays, I can give you the example of IIT Kharagpur or even NIT Rourkela. Some students are here, or old alumnus, and they tell, being a B.Tech student, they read about economics, they read about Indian history and culture as one subject during their first and fourth semester. So, this is a kind of the interdisciplinary approach, right? Subjects are interconnected and it is not merely exclusive kind of thing. Okay. As Subhasini has written something, let me go through this. Yes, in a way, arts can be science. For example, if we want to know how old some object is, we need to take the help of scientific method like carbon dating. Fine, brilliant example. Carbon dating was a very burning topic 10 years before. Yes, green technology was a concept, or green energy was a concept 10 years before. Similarly, I think almost contemporary, carbon dating was almost a very burning issue. I can remember the year date back to 2008 and 9. Okay. Impact of one is present over another, fine. So, I would like to get this clue from Tanmay. Can you please justify, can you mention how one's impact is observed over the other one? Okay, I would like to get the answer from Tanmay. He has written, impact of one is present over another. It's good, true, absolutely true. But can you give the logic? Can you put some evidence? Like in the former example we have, in a very clear-cut way it was presented. Okay. Divyanshu has written, before music was just considered as a form of art, but now it's proven that music actually enhances mood. Yes. You can talk about the Nirbhaya incident of 2012, 2012 December, nearly 8 years before. And when she was brutally injured, there was a therapy called music therapy, right? it was also applied. Of course, it was very late, the detection and the application of therapy, but music therapy was applied, right. And music is not merely an art, it is a science, because it has a rhythm, it has a lyric, right, and it has its own tonal variety, right. The one stress where you can on stress, where you have a the falling sound, then you have a very rising tone. So, it is all about a science when it moves us towards a different dimension, different changes, and it is logical. So, it can be called a science. Okay. A great deal of creativity is required to make scientific breakthroughs. Yes, correct answers. Yes, final answer that we will read today. Then both are dependent on each other. Okay, both are dependent on each other, and together we can create a new world, and a great deal of creativity is required to make scientific breakthroughs. Yes, good enough. You can say economics is a science, economics is an arts. Yes, because the statistical analysis, the market structure, yes, the demand, the supply theory, the consumer behavior, it all about the science, and it requires interpretation of data at various levels. Then we will take an hypothesis. Yes, we will take a hypothesis, then we will do the field study, then we will interpret the data, then we will have the findings, then we will have the conclusions. So, it is all about a scientific process or scientific invention. So, it can be regarded as a science, and in these days you will find MSc in economics is also there, and MA is economics is also there. Similarly, MA in mathematics, MSc in mathematics, both are there. Both disciplines you will find in different universities, even IITs, NITs, and even in state universities also. So, it is not new actually, it is old, but it is there, because its relevance is great for for the knowledge, for the resources, and in a great detail for the human resource. So, anyway students, this was the introductory phase towards the topic today. Then come to the chapter. This is page number 22 of the book Hornbill. Discovering Truth, the saga continues. It is not an end, it still continues, because there will be research and there will be re-research. There is no end to end research, because learning is never a product, it is a process. So, people say learning is not a product, it is a process, because a product becomes a culmination, or you can say an ending point. So, learning is a process. Learning is a process, it is entirely a process, it is never a product, because there will be research, there will be re-research, there will be findings and there will be re-findings. So, in this way it will make an eternal journey, or I can say it is a permanent journey. So, it is a process, and it's never a product, it is never a product, right, because it is never an ending point. Okay. So, come to the first paragraph. He was just a teenager when he died, the last heir of a powerful family that had ruled Egypt and its empire for centuries. He was laid to rest laden with gold and eventually forgotten. Since the discovery of his tomb in 1922, the modern world has speculated about what happened to him, with murder being the most extreme possibility. Okay, students, I am just taking a trivia. The same year 1922, the discovery of a remarkable mummy, the dead body. Similarly, in 1922, the same year, the old Indian civilization has been discovered. If you have read in the history book, or you can say the social studies book, you can say, can anybody have this experience? Yes, I'm talking about a discovery in the same year. The ancient Indian civilization was discovered by two Indian historians. Okay, it is the 1922 the discovery of Indus Valley civilization. Right? Now the Indus river is in Pakistan. So when we talked about the undivided India before 1947, Pakistan was a part of Indian territory. Okay. No, Chauri Chaura is an incident of 1922, that is Indian independence, yes, non-cooperation movement, it is good enough. But my question was related to a discovery, related to archaeology, yes, in order to have a good relevance over the topic today. Okay. So 1922 discovery of Indus Valley civilization by Rakhal Das Banerjee and Dayaram Sahni. Two Indian historians were there. Okay. Similarly, in the same year, that is 1922, the discovery of the Egyptian tomb, that is the young Egyptian Pharaoh. Okay. And murder being the possibility, because nobody can believe the death at a very young age, premature death. Todd has undergone a CT scan that offers new clues about his life and death and provides precise data for an accurate forensic reconstruction of the boy's pharaoh. Okay. Students, you have known about forensic science? Yes, it's also a branch of study in different universities you will find, forensic science. Yes, you can remember the 2008 Mumbai terror attack, the attack on Hotel Taj, 26/11, month of November, yes, it will be 12 years in 2020. So, can anybody say who was the kingpin behind Mumbai terror attack? He was given capital punishment also. Yes, somebody has written it is Mohenjo-daro. Yes, good. He was given capital punishment. Yes, the kingpin, or you can say the culprit of 26/11 Mumbai terror attack. And in order to capture the terrorist, forensic science was applied. You can say the Scotland Yard. Do you remember that? Can anybody have any idea about the Scotland Yard? Yes, once again, relevant point I am writing here. It is Scotland Yard. Even you can remember when you have attended our Republic Day ceremony in school number 2 ground here in Rawat Bhata. Our CISF friends must have exhibited some show, then how the dogs, right, those are utilized, their intelligence is utilized to capture the crime. In different nodes, 3 different things are thrown, and there are 3 different owners of 3 different things, and 3 different dogs are given the call, they are announced, and within time, the respective dogs gives back the thrown object to its actual owner, to the real owner, and that is the power of forensic science. Here criminals are detected, right, and through forensic science criminals are detected. Even some historical discovery takes place, some mysteries are brought to the limelight. Yes, thank you so much. Divyanshu Shukla has written, it is Ajmal Kashyap. Yes, the culprit behind 26/11 Mumbai terror attack. Okay, it is Ajmal Kashyap, and he was captured through forensic science. Yes, Scotland Yard, a different kind of dogs, and through forensic science, these dogs become very helpful for the armed forces or for the policemen to capture and to trace out the criminals. Yes, so here also there is the application of forensic science, and this science, this branch of science gives a precise data for an accurate forensic reconstruction of the boy's pharaoh. It means the nature of his death, every minute detail, in every minute detail the death can be discovered, right? The incident can be brought to the limelight, and that is the power of forensic science. Okay. So, an angry wind stirred off ghostly dust devils as King Tut was taken from his resting place in the ancient Egyptian cemetery known as the Valley of the Kings. Dark bellied clouds had scudded across the desert sky all day and now were veiling the stars in cascade grey. It was 6 p.m. on 5th January 2005. The world's most famous mummy glided head first into a CT scanner brought here to prove the lingering medical mysteries of this little understood young ruler who died more than 3,300 years ago. Yes, even you can say in the BC, before Christ part, even not even in AD, right? Okay. So, this it was discovered in 2005. 2005, the mysteries of his death was brought to the limelight, was exposed. The mystery was exposed in 2005, and this is possible because of a machine called CT scan. Okay. Students, you are from science discipline. Can you please say a very brief idea about the function of a CT scanner or a CT scanning machine? What does its function actually? Yes, if you can say in hospitals, in the department of neurology, yes, and of course in every discipline, every department it is there, a CT scan machine is there. When any disease or any health hazard is not detected early, it lingers, takes long time, then CT scan is referred by the doctors. So, can you please say in brief what is the basic function of a CT machine or a CT scanner? Right? CT is an acronym for computed tomography. Yes. Now, we will see a bunch of answers in a big row. Yes, it is good to see those. Divyanshu has written, it takes X-ray images from various angles. Yes, thousands of X-rays, sometimes in 3-dimensional virtual body, even different dimensions it takes. Yes. Then I will read Edwin Joseph's answer. The scan combines a series of X-rays images taken from different angles around your body. It is correct answer, same answer as of the before, previous one. Okay. Tanmay has written, CT scan X-ray images taken from different angles. Yes, it is an X-ray machine, and through just like the slices of bread, you can say millions of X-rays are there to detect every particular segment or section of the body. Okay. X-rays which are being taken from different angles, yes. And now, the CT scanner is attached to the computer technology. Yes, so it is called the computed tomography because the application of computer is essential, yes, for its function and basically to analyze the findings or the discoveries. Okay. So, anyway students, this much for today, and sorry for the inconvenience caused because of the technical flaw. Yes, number of times you had some problems with regards to the video and the audio devices and all those, but we hope in the next classes onwards you won't have any problem or difficulties. Okay. So, students, I would like to inform you, please go through a reading. Yes, it very short chapter also in terms of the length, just 5 and 6 pages. Okay. Once you go through the chapter, then when you attend the classes, we can discuss in a great detail, even when we discuss the beyond the text analysis, right. So it will be easy on your part, and we can have a good discussion also. Even new things, new ideas also can be discovered, which is not in the book, but which are essential for us. Okay. Okay. Thank you, students. This much for today.